The grand hall smelled of polished wood and expensive perfume, a scent designed to impress, to intimidate, to signal that every detail mattered more than the people in it. I had arrived wearing the dress my mother would have called appropriate. A quiet navy sheath that mirrored my intent blend, observe, survive. Almost immediately, I felt the room tilt. Whispers brushed against my ears like cold wind. There's the Frigid daughter, can't do anything right. I recognized the voices, the tone, the cruel delight behind the careful enunciation. My father smiled somewhere across the room, hand extended to a colleague, eyes glancing past me. I did not know whether he saw me or not. And it no longer mattered. Then my stepmother's voice cut through the murmuring. Security, remove this useless woman. It was a command so precise, so calibrated, that all hesitation left the room. The surrounding laughter stiffened. Glasses were held midair. Someone coughed awkwardly. I felt the weight of the gaze, not just hers, but theirs, a chorus of disappointment and thinly veiled superiority. I did not speak. I did not cry. I moved. Calmly, silently, toward the exit. Every step was deliberate. Every breath measured. I could hear the faint creak of heels behind me. Security unsure whether to intervene before the words had fully landed. I left the hall before they could. Because I realized something they would never understand. I was already gone. Outside, the cold air hit my face. It was cleansing. The city sounded different beyond those walls, smaller somehow, less suffocating. And in that space, I remembered the past. The endless remarks about my inadequacy, the subtle betrayals disguised as concern. Each one had lingered. But now, there was clarity. I would define my worth, not they. I thought of the trust account, the 17 million that had quietly accumulated. My own life's work hidden behind layers of diligence and restraint. It was not the money that mattered, though that mattered, but the control it represented. I moved it into a trust. Carefully. Methodically. No one witnessed it. There was no dramatic flourish, no declaration. Just the precise turning of a key in a lock. The quiet reclaiming of authority that had been denied to me for decades. Then the phone began. 56 missed calls in minutes, all from numbers I recognized: family, lawyers, financial advisors, enablers. The insistent ringing was almost comical. An absurd contrast to the whispers and dismissal from an hour ago. They had assumed they held the power. They had been wrong. I did not answer immediately. I did not need to. I watched through the glass as a car pulled up, tires crunching on the gravel. There they were, stepping out with smiles that tried too hard. Voices that would soon falter when the facts settled in. I could feel the shift, the immediate undeniable reversal that needed no celebration, no vengeance, no spectacle. They had assumed I was powerless. Now they had to reckon with the consequence of that assumption. And yet, I felt no triumph. Only calm. Only clarity. My father would ask questions I could answer or not, depending on my mood. My stepmother would sputter indignation that I would not dignify with a response. And security, had they followed their orders, would find the scene already changed, the authority subtly but undeniably in my hands. Inside, the party continued. Louder chatter, the clinking of glasses. But I was outside, breathing, intact, whole. I realized that the whispers would not stop. They might follow me into boardrooms, into family gatherings, into every room they could control. But the control over my life had shifted. Quietly. Permanently, in a sense that mattered more than spectacle. I thought of the years of self-doubt, of waiting for approval that never came. It felt strange, almost foreign, to recognize that I no longer sought it. My dignity was mine. My decisions were mine. And in that calm acceptance, I felt something close to peace, a subtle, quiet victory that required no applause. I looked at the car, at the phones, at the people arriving at my door, and I did not rush. There was a rhythm to this power, a patience, a precision. They were at the threshold of a lesson I had learned long ago: authority, when wielded quietly and intentionally, speaks louder than screams or drama ever could. And so I waited. They would knock. They would call. They would demand, plead, argue. But I would decide, every call, every visit, every conversation. Now mine to regulate. The whispers of inadequacy, the pointed stares, the sneers, they no longer defined me. I had left the hall, yes, but more importantly, I had stepped into myself. And that was a distance no one could cross, no matter how loudly they shouted, no matter how many doors they rattled. Outside, the city carried on. Inside, they clutched their crystal glasses and their expectations. I had the control they never imagined, silent but undeniable, and that was enough.